podcast. I've got another fun-packed interview for you today. My name is Marcia Spence, and I'm the director of Marcia M Publishing House, and I'm the host of Books and Banter podcast. I'm delighted to have with me an author who I've had lots of fun with over the time that we've worked on his book, Percy's Adventures, illustrated by Abigail Brodie and written by Rusty Nail. So I'm delighted to have Rusty Nail with me. Welcome, Rusty. How are you?
Hi, Marcia. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you. It's been a while. We haven't met in person yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
No, but we will. We'll make that happen. Okay, so I've got a question, because where did I know that Rusty Nail is a pen name, but you've actually got a different name written on your screen. So how did you arrive at the pen name Rusty Nail?
Well, my actual name is Russell Hammer. It's sort of down from Rusty. At school, I was called Rusty Hammer, so I thought I'd make it Rusty Nail, which I think is a good nom de plume based on my name.
Absolutely, and it totally fits with your name. So were you teased? So they called you Rusty Hammer. Were you teased?
They called me Rusty Hannah. They actually called me Rusty Nail. When my mum divorced and married again, my last name was Bartholomew, so they called me Rusty Bathtub, which I soon got rid of.
Oh gosh! So everything, so Rusty's everything Rusty.
Rusty's been, and I just thought Rusty
part of your name. Yeah, brilliant. So this is a book for children and also for adults about Percy's adventures. So who is Percy?
Well, I volunteered for the National Trust, and Percy was the peacock that had lived there for about 20 years. And he just owned the place.
Right.
And the way the story came about was I was volunteering in visitor reception, and somebody said jokingly, why not write a book about Percy?
Okay.
So I went home, and this is the fruits of my labour.
Wow, you took the challenge. And how long did it take you to write it, and how long has it taken to produce it?
I think it took me about 2 to 3 months to write it. And I think it's about 6 or 7 months to produce it.
Okay.
I had a couple of holidays in between, and then Abigail, who's done the pictures were all done by pen and pastel. They're all hand drawn.
Beautiful pictures.
But that's about the length of the time it's taken.
Okay, so almost 3 months plus 6 months, about 9 months.
About 9 months, yeah.
In total. And I like that number, 9 months, because I'm branded as the author's midwife. So it is like from conception through to delivery for this book to be birthed. And we're really excited to celebrate this book. So what is the story? What are the adventures that Percy goes on?
It's basically Percy lives in a hall, and he decides to wonder what is outside because he's always lived there.
And when you say a hall, do you mean it's like a mansion? There's a mansion house, a stately home, and he lives on the grounds of the stately home. Yeah. And he's always lived on the grounds of the stately home.
He's always lived there.
Okay.
And then he decides to hop on the wall one day and decides to go on an adventure.
Okay.
I've been outside the hall before.
Okay. And who does he meet first? What happens first?
Well, he sees all different colours in the meadows, and he decides to go across the meadows, and he meets a rabbit. But of course, he didn't know what a rabbit was, so it was just a fluffy ball.
Okay.
Rabbit's name was Fluffy.
All right. And there's Fluffy. Yeah, love the props. And Russell, why did you decide to write a picture book? What's the purpose of it?
Well, I was originally, I just thought, I'm an ex-maths teacher and English isn't
Yeah,
a subject I don't get on with. And I just thought, I'll start writing a book. So I came home, started writing it, and I thought, make it a bit more fun and aimed at
yeah,
children. And with the
yeah,
pictures as well, I think the pictures are there for children as well.
yeah, absolutely. Let me just give oh, first. There's Rusty upside down. I'm always holding this book upside down. I don't know why. There's some beautiful illustrations in here, and these are pastels, beautiful, kind of old school. It's kind of a bit of Renaissance with the style of the drawings. And there we have Percy, and I'll just show you some more. I'll flick over to another one. And there's some more. You can have a look at the illustrations. So, what will the reader learn from this book?
I think the reader will learn basically that it's okay to go exploring outside your comfort zone, but there's also a load of dangers and traps out there, like the fox in this book, which I won't give the story away because that's
no, that's right.
So it's sort of, and it's also like, I think it's a nice bedtime story as well. It's got some suspense in it, but I think it's amazing to say people go out and explore or go outside the comfort zone.
And then the other thing, Percy made friends.
Yeah, Percy made
friends. He had an opportunity to meet other animals that were out there that he'd never even heard of, and they became friends. It's a lovely story. When we were developing the book, we also talked about the fact that this book, whilst it's suitable for children, it would also be suitable for adults, maybe adults with any learning differences, because the type of font in the book is really an accessible font. It's easy to read, and it's a story that everyone can enjoy. And did you do that deliberately, Russell?
I originally started out doing it as a children's story, and we did it in a softback floppy. But then looking at other children's books that have big pictures and few words, this one seemed to be more words and
more words.
Pictures, dare I say, better pictures. So we'd aim it at the age group and might turn it into a hardback. So it could be read as by grandmothers, not to children.
Yeah.
Could read it, and also, as you said, is the font. And I think the pictures are good.
Beautiful.
Learning difficulties.
Beautiful. And so how many have you sold so far? I mean, I know it's only just come out, but I know we've had orders of like 50 books, I think, around about 50 at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, and are the national, and so you're raising money for the National Trust through this book?
Yeah, £1 for every book will be donated to the National Trust.
Brilliant. Can you explain what the National Trust is?
The National Trust is a big conservation organisation which takes on old houses and preserves them for things.
Okay.
They're like the English heritage. The English heritage seems to be more priories and castles. The National Trust are houses, and they own a lot of them, beaches as well.
Oh, do they? Fantastic. And what work do you do at the National Trust?
I'm a volunteer, so I work in reception, meeting and greeting people. But my main one is events for children.
Okay.
Like
so you use it interacting with children and members of the public on a regular basis in your work. So go on, carry on. Sorry.
That sort of helped with the book, because I was working with them. I thought, well, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it sounds great. And is Percy, is the main character a real animal that lived at the hall where you work?
Percy had lived at the hallway for about 20 years or so. He was a master of
Wow.
the place.
Wow. And how long have you worked there?
I've worked there. I've worked there about 4 years.
Okay. And sadly,
Yeah,
just
sadly,
before we could finish the book,
yeah,
what happened to Percy, the real Percy?
the real Percy, he passed away.
Okay. You're not telling us how
I can do, but
he passed away.
he passed away. He was actually, we think, because he normally sleeps in a tree, because people
Yeah.
jump and fly, believe it or believe it not.
Mm-hmm.
And we think he was too ill to get up in the tree, and
Oh,
we think a fox had him.
oh, how sad. How
Mm,
sad. So, you know, this book is a great, I know, always upside down. I don't know why. This book is like so really it's like a real tribute to
yeah,
Percy, who was a real peacock that lived at the hall for 20 years. Are we allowed to say what hall it is?
yeah, it's fine. It's Moseley Old Hall.
Okay, and where is it?
It's at Ford Houses near Wolverhampton.
Okay, so it's in Wolverhampton.
That road.
And when you get the book, there's also a photo of Percy
Yeah, there's a
inside
photo
the
of him in
book.
the back.
Yeah, yeah. So Russell, you were a maths teacher
Yeah,
and you retired. When did you retire?
about 8 years ago.
Okay. And then what made you decide to volunteer for the trust?
Well, I've worked nearly all my life. I've been in the forces, own business,
Okay.
lecturer, bingo caller.
Oh
And
wow.
I went from a bingo caller to become a maths lecturer. Don't ask me how that happened.
Yeah. Well, bingo is numbers, maths is numbers.
And I think all my jobs have been in the public eye as well, so that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sat at home and I was just getting bored, like you
Yeah.
do. It's all right getting out every day, but then I decided to volunteer at Moseley Old Hall because it's only
Okay.
like 10 miles away from me.
Great. And then how often do you volunteer there?
Well, we have a rota, so you can sign on and sign off whenever you want. It's not
Okay.
fixed. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm normally there when the events are on, like the
Okay.
marshmallow testing. I mean, we got a lot of stuff on over Easter, so I'll be working most of Easter.
All right.
It's
Fantastic.
not the only volunteering job I do anyway.
Oh, what else do you do?
I do something. I help somebody who does a after-school maths club for
Okay.
schools where we teach them maths tricks and that. So it's
Brilliant.
my brain going as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because retirement, yeah, it can. You still need to be living and active, and that
Yeah,
although it's retiring from the job that you were doing, it's not retiring from life. It's time
no.
to keep going and doing other things. And I know that throughout the journey we've been on with the book, you keep saying, right, we're off to such and such. So where have you been traveling to since you've retired, really?
Well, a few places. We've been Iceland before the volcanoes. We've
Mm-hmm.
been Alaska,
Wow.
Canada,
Mm-hmm.
New York and around that area,
Lovely.
uh, New Zealand, Australia,
Mm.
Japan,
Wow.
and I'm about to go to Italy in May, top to bottom.
Oh, wonderful. Top to bottom.
Yeah,
Right.
starting Venice and finishing Sicily.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. So it even sounds like the story that you've told for Percy. It was like he dared to climb over that wall and
Yeah,
see what's on the other side. And it just looks like that sounds like you.
yeah. No, going to places where thinking
Yeah,
I've never been before.
yeah. And really adventurous. Really, really adventurous. Yeah, it does. Very much so. So what gives you the greatest joy in life?
My greatest joy in life, believe it or not, is actually volunteering at the National Trust because I get to meet a lot of people.
Mm,
I'm not an arty person, but
yeah,
I do crafting and helping the children with the crafts, and you get the adults involved, and that's what I like. And I also like travelling. I've got to admit that,
yeah.
as you can
That's
probably tell.
lovely. So what do? You take loads of photos and videos and
Oh,
stuff.
Karen loves her photos.
Karen's your wife, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Karen's wife. She takes loads of photos, and I have to come and download them, and then I delete all the ones with me on.
Okay. Do you? Why?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah. Russ, could we have a little reading from
Yes.
Percy's Adventures, please?
I shall read from the start to when he gets on the wall, because
Okay.
then, if you want to know the adventure, you'll have to buy the book.
Get a copy. How much is the book? It's £9.99, I think, is it?
It's £9.99, but a pound of that will go to the National Trust.
£1 of that goes to the trust. So it's going to, help the work that the trust is doing. Yeah. So it's wonderful. All right, we're ready to hear. Are we ready? I think we're ready to hear.
Ready?
From the author, a reading from Percy's Adventures. Over to you, Rusty.
Okay, here we go. There once was a happy peacock called Percy, who lived for years in the grounds of an ancient hall with his friend Ducky the Duck. Percy was happy. Then one autumn day he thought, what is outside the hall wall? Percy jumped up onto the wall and saw a meadow that had a mixture of colours swaying in the breeze. There were white daisies, blue cornflowers, and a variety of other colours, and of course the green grass. And if you look at the pages, there's Ducky the Duck, there's Percy, and there's a bit of the meadow.
That's right, lovely. Okay.
So Percy, sorry.
No, carry on, sorry.
But Percy decided to jump over the gate into the meadow beyond, and this is how his adventure begins. And I'm going to finish there because I started.
That's right. That's right. And look, there's lots more pages here of his adventure, and it is exciting. And the illustrations are beautiful, really, really beautiful. Really, we really love this book, and the characters. Who's, apart from Percy, who's your favourite character, Russell? Do you have one?
I like Mitzi the Mole, because he sort of, I won't say why, but...
That's mine as well. I was going to say Mitzi the Mole. Yeah. Could you just name the characters for us?
The three ducks, because he meets us, are Ducky, Puddles and Bubbles.
Lovely.
You've got Moxie the fox. You've got Owletta the owl. You've got Fluffy the rabbit. You've got Skipper the squirrel. You've got Digger the badger.
Yeah.
And you've got Mitzi the mole. I do believe that is all of them. Lovely.
Wonderful. And do you plan to write any other books for children, or any other types of books?
No, because I want to keep this as a one-off, because some people did say, well, why not write the book from the fox's view? But I think it'd just be the same sort of thing, if that makes sense.
Yes, it would have to be something. I think if you did another book, it'd have to be something completely different. I think this is it in terms of this story. And I suppose you could do a series, couldn't you, on different things that happen to the different characters in the book. But
I'm happy
overkill. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think, writing a book, write a book, and then that's there for ever and ever and ever and ever, and work that book and make that book do what it needs to do. It's going to provide entertainment and interest for children and adults. It's going to educate people, raise awareness. Some people may not even know about different animals themselves. It's going to raise awareness. What it's doing as well, what I can see, you're raising awareness of the work of the National Trust. And that's a great thing, as well as contributing financially to the trust. But in terms of how you feel about yourself, now you've done it, how does it feel?
I feel elated, because...
Yeah, brilliant.
When I first started it, I thought, No, I'll never write a book. Now I feel elated that I've actually produced the book.
Absolutely.
Oh, you produced the book. And
Well, you've produced. But and you've got your copy. So what are your plans? What's the next how are you going to kind of promote the book or share the book with others? What's your plans?
Well, I've already done a reading at on the World Book Day at a school.
Lovely.
One classes, and the three teachers have taken a copy each, and they're going to put it in their parent newsletter.
Oh, that's fab.
To the parents.
Really good.
I think the National Trust may want to buy some copies to sell it.
Lovely.
I'm going around the local schools and giving them as to charity or giving them a copy. You know,
oh, that's
so they
wonderful.
can read it, and if they want to buy it, they can buy it.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It's also on Facebook and the Great
Yeah.
British.
And remember, Russell, when you do those, when you sell those or give them away, make sure you sign it for them.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So personally signed copies. And do you think there'll ever be a point when we'd be able to go to Moseley Hall and grab copies of your book from there?
Well, when I'm in work next week, I shall have a word with the manager while I'm in there.
Yeah.
I've
so
heard
hopefully
a couple of rumours, but I'm hoping.
Okay. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Russell, thank you so much for this chat. And I love your hat,
Thank
fedora.
you.
And I've got one as well. And I forgot to put mine on. You know, sometimes when we've been on Zooms together, we both had our hats on, but not this one. Yeah, it's been lovely to talk to you. And I'm really feeling really joyful. I keep doing it upside down.
It's upside down again.
Yeah, I'm feeling really positive about Percy's adventures.
If I ever write another book, I'll write it backwards for you.
I think you need to backwards and upside down. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm feeling really happy, like that we've reached this point. We're having a chat. The book's done. We had some few last minute things that we had to do, but we did it. And we're going to move forward. And readers, I hope that you enjoy this beautiful book. It's a great gift. It would be a great gift for Easter, actually. So if you go to the Great British Bookshop online, you can find Percy's Adventures on there and order copies. I don't know what Russell plans to do, but if you're interested in signed copies, you can just get in touch with me at info@marciampublishing.com, and then we'll see if we can sort that out with Russell. If you're interested in Russell doing a reading at an event or at your school where you're working, again, get in touch with us, and then we can put you in touch with Russell. This book is for a great cause, and it's in honor of I don't know, the Lord of the Manor, who was there for 20 years. And we actually have, let's just have a look. We actually have one of his feathers, don't we? Russell, you've got one there. I have to say, I love peacocks and I love peacock feathers. I think they're beautiful. So this is actually one of Percy's feathers. And I also noticed that you had some props. So you had one of the characters. Have you got any other props of the characters? And do you use them when you do your book readings?
But when I did it at the year one, I had the teacher hold them up and either make a sound.
Brilliant.
I had to make a sound or shout out the name of the animal, and it seemed to go.
Brilliant.
When I did it at the National Trust, I put them all on the table for the children to look at.
Okay.
So like
we able to have a look at them? That's how Leto is it?
That's how the owl. And as you know, an owl can turn its head.
That's right.
And there's the star of the show.
Percy, the peacock. Beautiful.
And I'll show a couple more. There's Skipper the script.
Oh, lovely.
And your favourite?
Mitzi. Hello. Hello, the mole. Yeah, love it.
There's Digger, the badger.
The badger. So how did you get all of these? They're wonderful.
My wife, believe it or believe it not, collects collected stuffed animals.
Okay.
You
So
know,
you already had them.
yeah, I had all of them except for like the peacock.
Yeah,
But
brilliant.
we got about 200 stuffed animals in our bedrooms upstairs.
Oh, wow, wow.
When we first, because we've been together like 30 years, when we
Mm-hmm.
first started, she was by me fluffy rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ah,
a nickname
yes.
for me. That my say was she
Fluffy
called me
rabbit.
honey bun. She called
Honey
me honey.
bun. Oh, I like that. My honey bunny. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, most
Does
of
she, does she
we
still
got
call you honey bun now?
no, not now.
No, not
So actually, she does put it on the birthday cards. I must
She
admit.
does. That's nice. That's lovely. That's really lovely. Oh gosh, I'm glad we didn't end this conversation before we got that information. So, Russell, lovely to chat to you.
It's been nice
And I'm
to-
sure again we'll have much more to talk about as things progress.
Yeah.
And we do need to meet in person. We need to arrange a date for that. We did have one, but as life goes, hopefully we'll get another one and meet in person. So, all right. Take care.
Take
Stay
care.
there.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.